Now the next one is wajibat. So what's the difference between wajibat and rukn? Rukn, I'll give you an example so you can differentiate between them. Saying Subhana Rabbi al-A'la, Subhana Rabbi al-Azim in your ruku' or in your sajda, this is wajib. So what is flexible about wajib is for some reason you forgot to say Subhana Rabbi al-A'la in your sajda. For some reason you forgot to say it, you can make sajda sahu towards the end of the salah. But if you missed a rukn during the raka'ah, that raka'ah becomes valid. But if you missed it and you gave salam and you left, the salah becomes invalid. So rukn is extremely strict, but when it comes to wajib, it's a little bit more lenient, unless you did it intentionally. On purpose, you just said, I'm not going to say it. Then they would say, batalat as-salah, the salah is invalid. So you cannot leave. So that's the difference. The wajib and rukn, both of them are prioritized. But when you do the wajib intentionally, then that's it. Even your salah is invalid. So what are the wajibat? Takbirat al-intiqal. Intiqal is obviously moving. So that means when you finish reciting Fatiha, you recite a surah, and you go from one position to another, you say Allahu Akbar. All of us, we say Allahu Akbar. This takbir is called takbirat al-intiqal. Going from one position to the other, this is called takbirat al-intiqal. التسميع لغير مأموم, يعني to say سمع الله لمن حمده if you're going to lead the prayer. التحميد ربنا ولك الحمد ربنا لك الحمد. There's multiple narrations. Whatever you're saying, hopefully I'm assuming you guys you're covered on this one. At least most of the people I've heard is ربنا لك الحمد or ربنا ولك الحمد. تسبيح الركوع, that is to say سبحان ربي العظيم, is a wajib. To say once is a wajib. To say 3 times is a sunnah. So this is something you have to understand. When somebody tells you say 3 times, it's a sunnah. If you've done the bare minimum of Subhana Rabbi al-Azim or Subhana Rabbi al-A'la, you fulfill the wajib. But the sunnah is to say 3 times. The same tasbih fi sujood, to say Subhana Rabbi al-A'la. Su'al al-Maghfirah. This is not the position of some of the Hanafis, so that's why you will not see them doing it. The Hanbalis consider this wajib. The other madhab will say sunnah. The Hanaf don't have it as one of the recommendations. So what is the meaning of Su'al al-Maghfirah? Is basically between the 2 sajda, when you say Rabbi ghfirli, Rabbi ghfirli, Rabbi ghfirli, so you're just asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive you, and this is considered a wajib in the salah for the Hanbalis. Obviously this is a Hanbali slide. So this, for some reason you forgot to say it. Let's say you're a very strict Hanbali, you will make sajda sahu. But this is called wajib qawli. It's like something that is said with the tongue. At-tashahud al-awwal. So like I mentioned, the difference between wajib and rukn, for some reason you didn't sit in your tashahud al-awwal, then in this case, when you just before the salah, you will make the 2 sajdas. We'll cover some of the details. Don't ask me questions. I know there's a lot of questions on this one. I won't, inshallah, I'll try my best to, since there are more numbers, I have to stick to the topic. So this will cover some of the scenarios towards the end. But tashahud al-akhir, the last tashahud, is a rukn. This is something generally you have to, after the 2 sajda, you cannot give salam. You have to give your tashahud. So i.e., so when you say تكبيرة الانتقال, saying سمع الله لمن حمده, ربنا ولك الحمد, سبحان ربي الأعلى, سبحان ربي العظيم. If you're a Hanbali, you will include Rabbi ghfirli, and the first tashahud, if you're praying, let's say, Dhuhr, if you're praying Maghrib, all of that would be considered wajib. Yes.